Hi, this is Jason, and this is my daily vlog called Living with CMT. I hope you enjoy. Good evening, folks. It's Thursday, the 1st of November. Hope you had a good Halloween. I really enjoyed it, especially doing my video. That was something that was cool. I enjoyed that. Like I say, Deb loves doing the makeup thing. She did my makeup a couple of years back for a Halloween party we went to, and I was done up like Freddy Krueger. If you haven't seen the pictures, they're on my Facebook under my photos album. So Deb did herself up as a Victorian doll that possessed one, and she looked really good, and she actually won the prize on the night for the best outfit, which was a bottle of Jägermeister. And as she doesn't drink, guess who got it? It's a hard life, isn't it? But somebody's got to do it. On a not so lighter note, actually, it's the start of November, or November, whatever, and as you can see, clean shaven, completely clean shaven. Look, just tiny little bit of grit there, just starting, because it's going to take long on me, trust me. And this is where the serious stuff starts now. This is where I will be doing a lot of promoting for November, obviously. Now, I just wanted to read this out to you because it's on men's mental health. If you want to skip this bit, that's up to you. It's basically called We Need to Ask, Simple Steps to Important Conversations. And it says, men sometimes aren't comfortable reaching out or think it might be a burden for their friends if they talk openly about life challenges. If a guy you know seems to be going through a tough time, they might not talk about it even if they want to. The first step in looking out for them is reaching out. You can't fix someone else's problems, but you can be there for them. Sometimes listening is the most helpful thing you can do. You won't make things worse by asking how's he doing. Before you start a difficult conversation, prepare yourself. Are you in a good state of mind? Do you have the time to listen? If they're not ready to talk or don't want to talk to you, are you okay with that? Will you not think, oh, why don't he want to talk to me? What have I done? If you ask them how they're doing, are you prepared for the answer to be not good? Because if all you want to hear, oh, I'm absolutely excellent, don't ask the question. Make sure you look after yourself too. Be yourself. You don't have to be a counsellor or a doctor, just you. And that's something that's very, very true, because when I ask questions to people now, I'm always make sure I'm prepared for an answer I might not want, but I'm asking the question. And if you don't want to know an answer to a question, do not ask the question. That's very, very important, because if you do say something to some guy that you think's having problems, if you say to him, how you doing, and he suddenly breaks down in front of you, how are you going to handle it? What are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there? Are you going to stand there? Are you going to walk away? Are you going to feel embarrassed? It takes a lot to break down in front of somebody. It takes a lot. And the only person I properly broke down in front of was my doctor. And that was because I felt like he was somebody who didn't know about me. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed and ashamed when I got diagnosed with mental anxiety. And I didn't know how to tell my family. I didn't know how to tell them at all. I thought that they would be embarrassed. I didn't think they'd want anything to do with me. I was scared that they would disown me. And the response I got was amazing. It really was. Everybody was so understanding and so thoughtful, friends and family alike. They all gave me space when I needed space. They all gave me time to basically get my head around things because I needed it. And they treated me the same as before, with the same respect anyway. They didn't treat me like I was a leper or anything like that, even though that's what I feared would happen. It's not easy to admit when you are in a place that you've never been before, or a place that you haven't been for a very, very long time. And it's a lonely place. It's a lonely place. But what you have to remember is there are people out there you can talk to. I don't mean counsellors or psychiatrists if you don't want to. I mean, you've got close friends. If you've got a really close male friend, he'll understand. He'll be there for you. He'll give you a buddy hug at the end of it, whatever. But it's important that you remember you're not alone with mental health. There's a lot of help out there. And Movember actually raises funds for that as well. So that's my Movember thing for today. Bye for now. Now, I know I'm a bit of a geek. Well, I think it speaks volumes, actually. I'm a lot of a geek. And I collect weird figures, very strange figures. And when we were down in B&M a couple of weeks ago, Deb actually bought me some of my Christmas presents, which consist of a lot of action figures. And I don't mean action figures to play with. I'm not at that stage in my life. I don't play with the figures. I stand them, I pose them, and I leave them. You know, they're actually sitting on top of my desk. And what I picked up, which was only £5, but it is actually iron. It is cast. It is proper, you know, figure. It is solid. It is really solid metal. And it's this. See if you can see it from there. Joker. Right? See him? He's even got his tattoos on his back, look, and everything. And he's metal. He's metal. He is actually solid metal. You know, his body is, you'd think if he was a muscle man, it would be solid muscle. So yeah, I bought that. That was $4.99 in a box, believe it or not. And look at the detail on it. You know, this was from B&M, this was. I thought it was quite cool anyway. Yeah, I got that because, like I say, I like collecting figures. I like having them on the top of my desk. I don't know why, I just got this thing with superheroes. I'm never going to be one myself, and I don't think I'll ever write a book about superheroes, but I do like figures and collecting figures and DC and all that sort of stuff. And I think I'll always will. I don't think I'll ever stop collecting stuff like that. It's just something I enjoy doing. I've got some more of my story to read out in a bit, and I've been having a play today with Poser and Daz 3D. And oh my God, is it complicated? It's very complicated. I'm going to take a long time, and I'm going to do a lot of training and tutorial videos and stuff, so don't expect my characters yet. It is a lot harder than you might think. There is a lot of stuff to manipulate and to alter, because the figures themselves, some of the figures, if you want to buy them off places like Daz and stuff like that, they're anything up to £40 and £50 a figure. This is just for a 3D animation figure, you know. It's something you can mess about with and play and pose and all that sort of stuff. And the clothes that go with it, it's all so complicated. It's absolutely baffling. And there's thousands of tutorials. There's loads of them. The only trouble is I downloaded a tutorial today to watch, which was a basic tutorial. Unfortunately, it was all in German. So I hadn't a bloody clue what the woman was saying, so that didn't last very long. But I managed to find a few tutorials. And on Daz itself, if you actually go onto the Daz 3D website, you can actually download Daz 3D for free from them. And they give you quite a bit of stuff as well to go with it. You know, it's not like a torrent where you download it for, you know, cheating like it. It's not like that. This is actually a proper site. And it's well worth it. So if you're into the designing side and you want to get started, you could do a lot worse than daz3d.com. Bye for now. Further evidence of my geekiness. Look at that. An R2-D2 mug. I've got two of them actually. I got them in, I think I might have got them in Geek Crates, or I might have picked them up from B&M or something. Well, of course, last night was Halloween, and we had a lot of trick-or-treaters. I think we ended up with about 8 sweets left out of about 6 bags full. And there's literally lots. There's tons of them that went. And some of the costumes are fantastic. You know, we had Freddy Krueger's, we had possessed nuns, we had werewolves, vampires, Batman, you name it, we had it last night. Anyway, come about 6:30, 7 o'clock, that was when it all stopped, because I think a lot of them were little kids and they went home, you know, with the parents, etc, etc. So me and Deb settled down to watch 2 films, 2 horror films. First one was called The Darkness, and it's not the old Darkness from years ago. This is actually a 2016 film with Kevin Bacon in. And the basis of it is it's about a lad who removes 5 stones from a sacred Indian tomb thing, and as in Indian, as in Native American Indian, yeah, the Indian tomb thing from in the mountains, and he unleashes some demons. Anyway, that's it. I'm not telling you any more spoilers. And that wasn't too bad actually. It was alright. You know, it wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't done on a massive budget. You could tell. The second one was a film called Before I Wake, and the gist of that is about a boy who's, when he dreams and he dreams nice things, they come to life. But when he dreams and he has nightmares, they also come to life. And it's about, basically, the story centres completely around that. And it's not bad. I'd give the first one 6 out of 10. And I'd give Before I Wake 7 out of 10. They could have done a lot more with Before I Wake, but it's a clever, clever concept. and it's got a really, really clever ending as well. So that was worth watching. And that was our night last night, to be perfectly honest, because by the time that had finished, it was, what time would it have been? About 10:30, 11 o'clock. So just went to bed, listened to some music again, because I'm nearly at the end of my playlist now with 956 songs. And then I've got tons and tons more to put on, because I've got a couple of good albums actually. I got that one because I'm mad on Florence and the Machine. And I got that one to go with me 100 hits of the 80s, which it says 100 hits of the 90s in my verse, obviously. So, yeah, I'm going to have plenty more to put onto my MP3 player, because like I say, I've got 90 on 1,000, so. Part 5 of Lucky You. He wrapped the fabric round his hand several times to stop the flow of blood. The first couple of times the blood still seeped through, but after a couple more wraps the flow stopped, and he tied it into a knot with his good hand. He looked at his hand and a distant memory flooded back into his mind. He'd been about 8 years old and was having a day out with what he thought were his biological parents. He didn't find out he was an orphan until his late teens. They were in the Lake District having a picnic, which they tended to do a lot over the summer. His father had dozed off after the picnic and his mother was busy reading her latest novel. He'd started walking over to a small area with tall trees some distance away from where they were eating. Being a boy, his natural instinct was to climb the tallest tree. Also being a boy, he never took into account getting back down. He was way up in the branches when he looked down and realised he had climbed further than he had anticipated. He tried to climb back down, but the branches appeared further apart than when he'd been climbing up. He tried several times before he realised that he was stuck. His mother looked up from her book and saw that he was nowhere in sight. Standing quickly, she surveyed the area, turning in a complete circle. "John? John?" She called his name in the summer sky and heard it disappear with the clouds. "John Marshall, if you're hiding from me, you come out here right now." He remembered weighing up the options of calling out or staying quiet and having another go at getting down himself. He decided to answer. "Mum, I'm over here, up a tree. I can't get down." His dad, Paul, woke suddenly to see his wife running to a group of trees. At first he thought they must have been playing a game together, but then realised it was the tone of her voice shouting her son that had woken him. He got to his feet and soon caught up with his wife just as she was reaching the trees. He looked around trying to see where John was, but there were just trees and patches of nettles. "Mum! Dad! I'm up here!" Paul tried to look up, but the sunlight filtered through the trees, blinding him. He shielded his eyes and tried again. He could just about make out the shape of John right at the top of one of the taller trees. Oh my God! He ran to the base of the tree and started climbing it as fast as he could, but taking note of how brittle some of the branches were. They were low on the tree, and some of them were dead, as the sun didn't penetrate far enough down to keep them alive. He scaled the tree and reached John easily enough, but he too knew that the danger lied in getting them both safely back down. He worked out he was at least 100 feet in the air. He made sure that he could manoeuvre a path down using the healthier branches, and holding John close to him, he started to descend. Everything was going fine until they were almost halfway down. He misjudged his footing on one of the branches and had to reach out to steady himself. His hand came straight down on a protruding piece of twig, and it went straight through his hand and out the other side. He screamed in pain and almost let go of John, but his parental instinct kicked in, and the child had to be saved. The blood was flowing down his arm and covering the branches, turning them quickly a sickly colour. John clung to him for dear life, and Paul managed to get him within dropping distance of his mother. As he dropped through the last few branches, his mother was waiting for him. She tried to catch him, but his weight was too much, and his knees slammed into her, and his head came forward and smashed her nose. Immediately there was a fountain of blood, and the blue summer dress she was wearing became a bloody apron. They both landed heavily on a patch of blood-speckled grass. Paul dropped to the ground a few feet away and ran to his wife. She was trying to talk, but the blood gushing from her nose prevented any coherency. Her nose had been broken that day, and from then on she refused to have her photo taken. Her entire image had changed that day, and so did the way his parents treated him. His father had done tendon damage to his hand and had to take several months off work. Things got hard, and with not much money about, the couple often argued. John would sit in his bedroom wishing he'd never climbed the tree, and how things might have been different. The arguing spiraled out of control one night, and they fought, really fought. John remembered the screams, the crashes, the strange words he'd never heard before, and the slamming of the front door as his father left, never to return. His mother had taken ill not long after, and she had been taken to a special hospital that he later found out was a psychiatric hospital. A week later, and he was in a foster home. He spent the next 10 years with 7 different families. He'd never been one to settle. The blood flow had almost stopped now, and he settled back on the bench and drifted off to sleep, listening to the sounds of the night. He awoke to a dull and cloudy day. It was cold, and he realised his hand was numb. It took him a couple of minutes to remember the previous evening, but the sudden pain in his hand as he tried to lever himself up on the bench brought it back with a vengeance. Son of a bitch! The makeshift bandage had all but slid off in the night, and the cut looked angry and sore. The edges were jagged, and he wondered if the shard hadn't been rusty. Tetanus was the least of his worries, and he dismissed it quickly. He looked out at the lake and at the ducks that had already started to gather. A couple of people passed by him without looking twice, and a dog sniffed the legs of the bench he was sitting on. He almost dared the dog to cock its leg, but it took one look at the scruffy-looking human and decided against it. Seeing dog walkers and other people told him that it was past 8 in the morning, as the gates did not open until then. He remembered the woman and the money. Jean was her name, if he remembered correctly. The voices started whispering to him, and he knew it was going to be a long day. He wondered if she came to the park every day, but thought it unlikely. The thing I've noticed a lot is people are going on at the moment about the abuse term, whether it be man, woman, woman, man. And I'm going to finish today with a poem that I wrote regarding my previous relationship, basically. And it's called, Does It Hurt? You look at me through eyes of red. Jealousy? I got away from you, and now you want me back. You should have worked harder when you had the chance. Put more into the relationship, much more. Treated me better, showed you love me more. Does it hurt? To know I have another, someone new. Someone who loves me for who I am. Happy with me, happy for me. A smile even when there's nothing to smile for. Easy for her to say I love you. You struggled. Always. Does it hurt? When you look at me and I'm happy, does it make you angry? Sad? Resentful? You had your chances, and there were lots. I tried to make it work, believe me, but there's only so much pain a person can take. I took more than my share. You hurt me. You destroyed me. You belittled me. So I ask again, does it hurt? And that is it for today. Like I say, each day you will see me. Got the scruffiness, but this is the 1st of November picture. And then I will do another video tomorrow. Bye for now. If you're enjoying the videos I'm doing and you want to see more, you can subscribe by clicking the link there. And if you want to see my exciting day from yesterday, you can click up there. Thank you again for taking the time to watch my videos. Bye for now.